Hello YouTube! As you might or might not know, this channel has been under attack by a Japanese company for the past 2 months. A company intent on blocking my videos and sending strikes my way, which could eventually lead to the deletion of natural hypertrophy. I've told you in a previous video that I was intent on fighting these strikes and getting my videos back, and that's what I've been doing for the past 2 months. The issue is that the situation just got a ton worse because a second company joined the fray. A company that is also sending me strikes, and I'm at the point where I can't fight the two companies at the same time, especially because they don't play by the rules. So let me tell you the situation and how we can actually remedy it and save this channel together. So first and foremost, the situation devolved roughly 2 weeks ago when I got an email letting me know that I had a new strike on the channel. But upon looking into the email, I was very surprised because the video that got blocked was not an anime video. It was a normal video where I speak in front of the camera. So I thought to myself, okay, that's new. And then I looked at the company and it was not a Japanese company at all. It's a European company. And then I saw the title of the video that got blocked and that got me the strike, and I was very confused. It was, for the curious, my Devon Larratt video, which is a tribute video to Devon Larratt, where I just speak in front of the camera. So I was wondering why it was blocked in the first place. Then I looked into the reasoning behind the strikes. Apparently, I had used someone else's copyrighted content. And I knew I used some clips in the video, so I thought maybe that was that. But when I looked at the message that the person that requested the takedown actually wrote, I realized it wasn't it at all. Actually, the problem was the thumbnail. Apparently, I had used this person's photograph for my thumbnail, which justified the strike. First and foremost, I had no idea your videos could be taken down for the fucking thumbnail. And on top of that, I vividly remembered using a drawing for the thumbnail. I was very confused at this point. So what I did is, I reached out to the person and I was like, okay, I'm trying to understand where you're coming from. Can you tell me what is going on? And the guy was like, okay, I am the person that makes photographs of athletes and you used one of my photographs for your thumbnail. So I was like, no, I didn't. It's a drawing of Devon Larratt. I don't know what you're talking about. And the dude's rationale was that apparently he had taken a picture of Devon Larratt doing a double bicep pose. And so because in my thumbnail there was a drawing of Devon Larratt doing a double bicep that looked like his photograph, this meant that it belonged to him. So this is when I realized I was not dealing with someone who was rational or who knew what the fuck a copyright system is supposed to be used for. So I reached out again and I was like, okay, you do not have grounds to strike me down for this. This is not a proper copyright infringement. What you're doing is, this is a DMCA complaint and it's a false flag. And I tried to give him an out. I was like, hey, you give me the video back and I change the thumbnail. That way everyone is happy. The problem is that the guy is clearly some level or another of insane because one, he asked for $50, and two, I quickly realized that he wasn't giving me a choice, meaning that he was not interested in protecting his IP like he pretended. What he wanted was to make money off of it. So of course, you know me, I did what I always do, which is I started to dig into his past because the half-wit didn't realize that I had now access to his address, his company's name, his Instagram, his professional mailbox, and also his full name. So it was very easy to find whatever the fuck he was doing. And what I found out is that he is someone who is a photograph that takes pictures of athletes for free from what I know, and then he posts them on his Instagram. And for some reason, he has decided that he wants to be able to stop people from using his pictures. What he doesn't understand is that his pictures are available for free on Google Image and that people like me are going to just copy paste them for thumbnails because there are no watermarks. So it was a situation where I was faced with someone who did not want to listen, they did not want to retract their strike, and I was of course not going to be blackmailed into paying $50 for a thumbnail. So I did the next logical thing, which is to reach out to YouTube and be like, hey, there is someone who is misusing your copyright system. My video was taken down for a thumbnail, even though the thumbnail does not belong to anyone because it's a drawing of an athlete. Therefore, what is happening right now is I'm being blackmailed using a false DMCA complaint. Can you please look into it and resolve it? If we're dealing with a normal company, that actually protects its creators, it would have taken 5 seconds and they would have actually been eager to help, because you don't want people to target your creators. This is horrendous. But it's not what happened. Instead, YouTube ignored me. They ignored every single one of my emails. They ignored every single one of my tweets, which of course pissed me off because the entire situation makes zero sense. I used a drawing of an athlete that vaguely resembles a photograph that I heavily modified on Photoshop for a non-profit video that then gets taken down on the basis of the thumbnail, even though the video is 100% runtime me speaking. That is completely obnoxious, it's completely stupid, but it's the situation I am stuck with right now. One of my videos got blocked for no reason, and I got a strike for absolutely no reason. So now I had two choices left. Either I fight the claim using the YouTube system, or I dox the guy. Going to be honest with you, it was very tempting because I have everything on the dude. I have a mail where I can give you the mail and you can send him an email and you can spam it. It's his professional email. It would destroy his ability to work. I have his Instagram. He takes pictures of athletes. If I out him as someone who blackmails creators, especially creators in the fitness sphere, he's going to be fucking done. On top of that, Devin Larratt himself reached out to me to thank me for the video. The guy in the picture was like, yeah, I like your work. And the motherfucker that took a picture of him one time somehow thinks that he has the right to take my video down based on that. It makes no sense. But you know me, I don't like fanboyism, so I did not want to use you guys and weaponize my audience to actually go after the guy. I am personally opposed to doxing, and on top of that, after a few exchanges with the guy, I realized he was deeply delusional. He did not understand that what he was doing was wrong. It's shitty of him, but I think he's too stupid to really grasp the extent of why it's bad. So the doxing is to the side. I was left with one choice and one choice only, and that was to counterclaim the strike, which is something that is very easy to do. It just means that you tell the guy, okay, you want to take my video down because I used a drawing of a guy that you photographed one time. Okay, you're going to have to sue me for it. I sent it, like I sent dozens, hundreds of counterclaims to get my videos back, and I went on my merry way. But when I came back, I found out something that pissed me off even more, and that something was that YouTube was refusing to let me counterclaim. And the message associated with the refusal, you need to see it to believe it. They pretty much told me that after inspecting my counterclaim, they have decided that I have no grounds to say that what I did with my video was proper and that I have a right to actually fight back against the strike. So essentially, YouTube is telling me that a guy striking my channel because of a drawing that resembles some of his work is fine and dandy for a fucking thumbnail that has nothing to do with the video, but me trying to fight it back even though I got a lawyer, an actual lawyer, to draft a legal document, that is not legal ground. So I'm stuck with a strike, I'm stuck with a video taken down, and I cannot fight back. Now, let me tell you why this is bad. Because you could say, well, it's just one strike, it's not so bad. You're right, technically just this situation is not terrible. What it means is terrible, because you have to keep in mind one thing. This means that I have now lost the ability to fight future strikes. And if we go back to the start of the video, I'm also fighting a second company at the same time, which issues strikes all the time. I used to be able to fight them, but now I can't anymore. I've tried to issue counterclaims on other videos that are not the Devin Larratt one, and they all get automatically rejected. So from what I understand, YouTube blanket banned me from actually fighting off strikes. This means that the channel is a sitting duck. It could be gone tomorrow. I can't even appeal the strikes anymore, so that's terrible. This is a very dangerous precedent, because we're not looking at a situation where I used some copyrighted content, it got spotted by a bot, and the person that owns the content struck my channels. That's fine, I mean, it's part of the rule. It's shitty, but at least it makes sense. No. Here, it's a guy who manually sent an email to YouTube saying, hey, this is mine, looking at my video, and YouTube said, yes, you are right, this is yours. We're going to give the guy a strike and block the video. A video that, again, is me talking in front of the camera like this, which means that YouTube did not check. They took what the guy said at face value. You know what this means? It means that every single creator is at risk. Anyone could be targeted by this. Anyone can say, hey, this thumbnail is mine, and that's it. They can lie about it, YouTube won't check. And even if they don't lie about it, What they can do is they can simply buy the domain of a thumbnail, for example, or an image by the rights, and then retroactively strike people and then blackmail them. And YouTube, of course, should be all over this situation to try to fix it as fast as possible, but they won't. I've been trying to reach out to them for 2 weeks. They just dodge me, or they try to weirdly gaslight me into thinking it's my fault. It almost worked. There were moments where I was like, maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I deserve the strike. Maybe I didn't respect the rules. But then I actually regained my footing and I'm like, wait a second. How exactly do I deserve this strike? I don't deserve this strike. This is why I refuse to give up and I want to get this video back. I want to get this strike removed from my channel. It might not look like much, but I believe that this is absolutely important to do. It's what I told you in the previous video. Some of you don't give a fuck about anime, and you might even tell me, NH, just stop using other people's content and you will be safe. But there was no one else's content in the video that got striked. It was literally just me. So it means that any other video on my channel, even if it's just me talking, can get striked. The channel can be deleted. So this situation needs to be solved immediately. And this is why I need your help. Because we are going to go to war. If YouTube refuses to listen to me, well, they're going to have to face the consequences. If this situation is not resolved now and we don't set a precedent, it's going to get abused. Because the guy we're talking about here is just a spug. From what I understand, it's just some guy who had a dream of being a photographer, never made it anywhere, and is now resentful, so he's just targeting people who have managed to mistakenly use his content because they didn't know it belonged to him. It's just one dude. If a big company knows about this glitch, these strikes are going to become widespread and the blackmail is going to become widespread. So YouTube needs to be faced with this situation and they need to be forced to react. And the only way they understand is to be faced with numbers. Numbers to give me a chance at actually filing a counterclaim. I don't even want YouTube to remove the strike. It would be great. I just want my ability to fight strikes again. I mean, I'm a creator. I'm a guy who makes videos for free. I do not deserve this situation, and I certainly do not want to go out without a fight. I want the ability to sue this guy. I will go to Europe, wherever he is, and I will face him in front of the judge. I want to be present when the judge is going to laugh in his face, when he's going to try and say, oh, yes, I am suing him because he used the drawing of photograph I make. And the judge is just going to look at him like, did you make me wake up on a Friday morning to sit there and explain to you that just because you took a picture of the athlete doesn't constitute something that belongs to you? Are you that stupid that you don't understand that? I want to be there to savor these moments. So give me the chance to actually sue this fucking idiot. I will win and I will get the channel back where it is supposed to be, which is at 0 strike. The way we're going to do it is very simple. As I post this video, a tweet will be sent. A tweet that is sent directly from my account on Twitter called Natural Hypertrophy. I'm going to put all of the information and details you need to know in the pinned comments of this video. The tweet is going to be me calling out YouTube. What you need to do after this is retweet my tweet, like my tweet, but most importantly, you need to tweet YouTube directly. The way you're going to do it is simple. I want it to be massive, but I also want it to be spread, because if it's just one day, YouTube will ignore it. It needs to be every single hour of every single day until the situation is resolved. This is not me calling for harassing YouTube. It's me calling for them to actually pay attention to a situation that needs to be fixed immediately. So this is what I expect of you guys. If you are willing to join me in battle, I believe we can make a big difference and protect channels down the line. The hashtag we will be using is hashtag protect your creators. I'm also going to put it in the pinned comment for this video because it is the message. YouTube needs to protect their creator, and if they're too pussy and cowardly to do it, they need to leave their creators alone to fight their own battles. I just want my ability to fight this stupid strike back. And if it fails and we don't get their attention or they manage to dodge once again, at least I will have fought the good fight. I could have let it slip. I could have said, okay, fuck it, it's one video, it's just one moment and I don't care. But I refuse to do that. I will not get punked by some silly bitch, some European bitch that decided that because something vaguely resembles a photograph they took, they have a right to strike my channel and take my video down. This is not acceptable, not today, not tomorrow. I will never bend the knee to that type of stupidity. I refuse to bend the knee to censorship. When the guy told me, hey, pay me $50 and I'll remove the strike, I told him to go fuck himself. And I know that a lot of people don't take kindly to censorship and that type of behavior, especially coming from someone who is apparently part of the fitness community, took pictures of athletes and is supposed to promote the sport. My video was promoting the sport of arm wrestling and he took it down on purpose. So I'm not going to let that slide. I'm going to fight it, and I hope that you're going to join me in that fight as well. Thank you for watching. Have a good night.